There's one book so massiviso, mysterious and so dark thought, it's said to hold secrets of the universe and the knowledge to open the gates of hell itself. Codex Gigas, better known as Devil's Biblia book, so large it takes to Piaplido lift. Ita book made from the skin of 160 Donkisa book. Contains entire Vulgate Bible ancient medical knowledger, Cursastanals, full-page portrait of Satan himself. That's exactly why this book was banned in Rastrum Christian history for over 700 years. But what if I told you the origins of this book here, far darker thon? You've been told let's go. Deep year was 1648, the 30 Years' War was coming to an end. Swedish army invaded the city of Prague and looted everything of value boot. Among the stolen treasures was something that terrified even the soldiers. 36-inch long, 165-pound manuscript radiotita dark, heavy energized Codex Gigas, the largest and most cursed medieval manuscript ever create. But here's where things get strangulars. Saith this book would be taken 20 to 30 years to complete, but legend saith it was written in a single night by one manna. Monk named Hermanna Munquo had broken his sacred vows and was sentenced to be walled up. Alleviant left to die in total isolation. A desperate attempt to save himself, Foreman made a deal with the other monks. Promised to read a book that contained human knowledgeable, sacred text, and all the mysteries of heaven and Helen. One night, monks Lagidan agreed, knowing was impossible, but as the night dragged on, Herman realized it couldn't finish it, so in the darkness of his cell did the called upon the devil himself, in exchange for his soul Satan, guided his hand and helped him complete most forbidden book in human history. One. The monks unlocked the cell. They found the book complete, and on page 290 was a massive full-page portrait of the devil, and from that day forward book became known as the Devil's Bible. But what's actually inside this book? The entire Bible from Genesis to Revelation, ancient medical texts, curses, and spells, rituals to summon spirits, and a formula to invoke dark entities. But here's where it gets darker. Codex Gigas also contains encyclopedia of Saint Isidore of Sevilla, last scholar of the ancient world and the patron saint of the internetist Manwo, inspired the creation of the modern internetis embedded within the Devil's Biblithus, waste internet of the 13th century, a portal of knowledge that connects ancient wisdom with forbidden occult secrets. But wait, it gets even darker. In 2008, researchers analyzed the handwriting and discovered that its entire book was written by one person. There are no sense of fatigue in the writing, no change in ink, which means this 165-pound book containing over 320 pages was written in one continuous session, just like the legend says. Boothware is the Devil's Bible now locked away in the National Library of Sweden, hidden from the public because it's Sedunion who touches the Codex Gigas, cursed with insanitine death. Familithi didn't ban this book because of superstition. They banned it because they know it holds sentient knowledge and dark secrets that could destroy the system of control that runs this world. Question is, were what guided the hand that wrote this book? Shall I keep going? Because we haven't even to shed hidden rituals, occult curses, and the true purpose of the Devil's Bibliotheres, a book so massiviso, cursed and so forbidden thought it sado contained the nolegato, opened the gates of hell itself. Codex Gigas, also known as Devil's Biblia, 36-inch long, 165-pound manuscript made from the skin of 160 Donkisa book, so heavy it takes two people to lift it. Bit the true weight of this book is not in its size, but in its dark original book written in one night by one man with the help of Satan himself. Let's go to Perth. Year was 1295 in a remote Benedictine monastery in what is now the Czech Republic. Monk named Hermanbrog, his sacred vouchous punishment to be walled up, alleviant, left to die in total darkness in a desperate attempt to save himself from, and made a deal with the other monks, promise to write a book that contained all human knowledge of entire bibliancient medical knowledge, dark magic, cursant the secrets of heaven and Helen. One night Munzeledi knew it was impossible, but as the night dragged on, Herman realized it couldn't finish it, so in his desperation did the unthinkably called upon Satan himself in exchange for his soul. his hand and helped him complete the most cursed book in human history. When the monks unlocked his self-book was completed. On page 290 was a full-page portrait of Satan, and from that day forward, world knew it asks Devil's Bible. But what's inside this book is even more terrifying. Entire Vulgate Bible, ancient medical texts, Skurspeld, Lestritzer, even a formulato, Summon Dark Anticiusit, also contains Encyclopedia of Saint Isidore of Sevaleth, patron saint of the internetist man, who inspired the creation of the modern internetus embedded inside the Devil's Biblithus West. Internet of the 13th century, a portal of knowledge that connects ancient wisdom with forbidden occult power. But here's where it gets darker. In 2008, analyzed the handwriting discovered entire book was written by one persono, signs of fatigano, change in ink, no aging of the writing, meaning 165-pound book containing over 320 pages was written in one continuous session exactly as the legend says. But the question is, what guided the hand that wrote this book? Because to this day no one has been able to explain how this impossible book was created in one night. But Famulite gets even darker. In 1648, during the final battle of the 30 Years' War, the Swedish army invaded Prague and looted everything of value. But the one thing they feared the most was the Devil's Bible. They took it back to Sweden, where it remains to this day locked away in the National Library of Sweden, because it is Satan who touches the Codex Gigas will be cursed with insanity death. Famility didn't ban this book because of superstition. They banned it because it holds sentient forbidden knowledge and the dark secrets that control this world. Question is, was this book truly written by a man, or was it a spiritual contract when managed the devil himself? There's a book so massive, so crescendant, so forbidden thought, it's said to hold secrets of darkness and the knowledge to open the gates of hell itself. Codex Gigas, also known as Devil's Biblia, 165-pound manuscript made from the Skinef 160 Donkiza book, so heavy it takes 2 people to lift it. But its true weight is not in the pages but in the dark energy thought surrounds it, because this is not an ordinary book. Thesis, a contract with darkness, and it was written in one night by one man with the help of Satan himself. Let's go to year was 1295 in a remote monastery in what is now the Czech Republica. Monk named Herman broke his sacred vouchous punishment to be walled up, alleviant left to die in complete darkness. In desperation, Herman begged the other monks to give him one cinchetto, create a book thought would hold all human knowledge and bring eternal glory to the monastery. In one night monks laughed, but they agreed, knowing it was impossible, but that neither man did something thought no man should ever do, called upon the devil, and in exchange for his soul Satan guided his hand and helped him complete most dangerous book in human history. One, the monks unlocked the selfie, found the book completed on page 290a. Full-page portrait of Satana, dark reminder of the deal that was mad at that night. But what's inside this book is even more terrifying. The entire Vulgate Bible from Genesis to Revelation, ancient medical knowledge or Crescendos, ritual sonda formula to summon dark Anticiusit, also contains Encyclopedia of Saint Isidore of Sevaleth, patron saint of the internetist Manuel, inspired the creation of the modern internetus embedded within the Devil's Biblithus waste internet of the 13th century, portal of knowledge that connects ancient wisdom with forbidden power. But here's where it gets darker. In 2008, scientists analyzed the handwriting and discovered the entire book was written by one persona, signs of fatigue, no breaks, no aging of the ink. Miniathis 320-page manuscript was written in one continuous session. The legend says, but that's not Alan. 1648, during the final battle of the 30 Years' War, the Swedish army invaded Prague and looted everything of value. But the one thing they feared the most was the Devil's Bible. They took it back to Sweden, where it remains locked away in the National Library of Sweden. Bekos. It is Satan who touches the Codex Gigas, cursed with insanity death. Famelith's book wasn't banned out of fear, it was banned bes. It holds dark knowledge and ancient rituals that govern this world's real question is, was this book shri written by a man, or was it the devil himself writing through human hands? There's a book so dark, so forbidden, so powerful thought It's said to contain knowledge to open the gates of hell itself. Codex Gigas, also known as Devil's Biblia Buxo Massivit, takes 2 people to lift ita 165-pound manuscript made from the 160 donkeys' butt. The true weight of this book is not in its size, in the dark energy thought surrounds it, because this book was written in one night by one man with the help of Satan himself. Let's go to Perth. Year was 1295 in a remote Benedictine monastery in what is now the Czech Republic. A monk named Herman broke his sacred vouchous punishment to be walled up, alleviant left to die in complete darkness and desperation. Hern made a deal with the other monks promisetto create a book thought would contain all human knowledge from sacred texto, forbidden magicto, the secrets of heaven and hell. In one night's monks Ledethi knew it was impossible, but as the night dragged on, Heman realized it couldn't finish it, so in the darkness of his cell did the unthinkably called upon the devil in exchange for his soul. Satan guided his hand and helped him complete most dangerous book in human history. One, the monks unlocked the cell. He found the book complete, and on page 290 was a full-page portrait of Satan from that day forward. It became known as Devil's Bible, but what's inside is even more terrifying. Entire Vulgate Bibliancient medical texts, forbidden spells, crescenda, formula to summon dark intitiusit, even contains encyclopedia of Saint Isidore of Seville, patron saint of the Internetiestis. Book was the Internet of the 13th century, a portal of knowledge that connects sacred wisdom with dark power. But here's where it gets darker. In 2008, researchers analyzed the handwriting, discovered the entire book was written by one persona breaks no signs of fatigino, change in ink, meaning 320-page manuscript was written in one continuous session, exactly as the legend Sayspoot. That's not Allen. 1648, during the final battle of the 30 Years' War's Swedish army invaded Prague, stole everything of value. Boot. The one thing he feared the most was the Devil's Bible. He took it back to Sweden, where it remains locked away in the National Library of Sweden, because it is Satan who touches the Codex Gigas will be cried with insanity and death. Family didn't ban this book because of superstition. They banned it because it holds sanctioned forbidden knowledge and the dark secrets that controlled this world. Question is, was this book truly written by a man, or was it the devil himself fighting through human hands?